just to let you know, we always do a live session with our community members. Then we
Yeah,
save
sure.
then we save the session and we distribute it among the rest of the people that couldn't attend. So hopefully all our community get to know you, Massimo.
Yeah, sure, with pleasure. So, yeah, so my name is Massimo Moretti. So I'm half French, half Italian, based between Paris and the French Riviera. So I started to be in crypto space in 7 years now. Started by investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, thanks to one of my friends at MIT. And from a professional point of view, I started to work in crypto 5 years ago. I was global head of partnership of Lunu, which is one of the top omni-channel crypto payment solution. So I participate to the integration of Binance Pay, Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, etc. After that, I started to work at Huobi Global, the Chinese exchange. I was managing director for France, and I was supporting all European countries. And doing like marketing, go-to-market strategy, listing some token, etc. And realizing what's going on in the crypto space, I decided to not just only in crypto space, but in Web3 space. So I decided to set up Signum Group, which is the first Web3 powerhouse, accelerator, and venture studio. We also have a fund with some partner in the US, and we're investing on security token, blockchain infrastructures, and NFT and metaverse platform. And today I'm also advisor in some project I really like Brickken. So yeah, this is who I am and what I'm doing. Are we still there, Ed? Hello? Hello?
Hello. Okay, now it
Yeah.
goes. Sorry,
Are you
guys. I don't know
there?
what happened to. Yeah, no, I don't know what happened to my connection. All
It's
right.
okay.
So, Massimo, what triggered your interest to deepen yourself into the blockchain and Web3? How was your journey to and the reason why?
Yeah. So basically, to be honest, like I participate to so many events this year. For meeting like the community, the Web3 community, so crypto founders, blockchain founders, I mean entrepreneur in general. So I was traveling all around the world. I was at ETH Denver, NFT New York, in so many events, also in Dubai, Paris Blockchain Week. World Blockchain Summit in Singapore. So yeah, I spent like a lot of time by meeting people, understanding what's going on in the markets, understanding trends, meeting like many VCs. So yeah, my journey was like traveling. I was traveling a lot, and also in the same time, in the meantime, building like some project with our partner. Helping them to grow. So our first target is like helping company to raise some funds. So we're connected with many VCs. So spending time having like meeting with VCs, with startups, and yeah, the target is like trying to bring maximum add value to the community through our accelerator and our venture studio. So yeah, this is my journey more or less.
What do you think is the biggest differential from today's Web3 to a couple of years ago? How do you think
Wow.
that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So basically, the landscape again. I think we are still early. In any case, that is the good news for every founders, VCs, and for the entire ecosystem. First of all, saying that, I think that of course the technology is evolving so fast. Like think about Polygon or this kind of like big guys today. I mean, a few years ago, it was like nothing. Nobody knows them. So, which means that there is still a space for very good, very high level projects. So, saying that, so the Web3 space is evolving so fast. There is like every day there are like some new players. So, of course, we need like more diversity. We need more women in the space, for example. But the good news again is that there is more funds. I mean, there is more money than good projects. So if you have a good project like like Brickken. So you have raised like more than 2 millions, which is like crazy good. So because it's a good project, so all the project will raise some funds if they are like a good team, a good vision, a good technology. And right now, I think it's time to focus on just like service people, service projects, because we have spent some time with like a bit like the FOMO effects. But I think it's this time is done because like now VCs know the markets, not the people. It's a small ecosystem, so I think now it's time to concentrate on building and dedicating time with service people. So and also because of beer markets, many projects will disappear.
So, bear market, opportunity or big pain?
Again, I think like as the Rothschild family is saying. So it's like when there is like some blood in the streets, it's the moment where we're doing money because we're building. Because we're investing. So if you understand this point, I think the it is clearly a big opportunity for investor, for builder to spend time on certain things. So again, like think like 1 month ago, Ethereum, it was like 850 €50 or dollars. Well, I mean now it's more or less the same, and today is more than 1.5K. So it's like close to 50% in 1 month. So you can imagine the crash is exactly what I'm saying. It's like now to invest to build stuff. So yeah.
Awesome, man. I'm gonna steal your phrase when there's blood in the streets. I have not heard that. Actually, that's spot on. So yeah, I mean, I do believe like you, it's a great opportunity. When there's fear, there's always like opportunity, right? When
Of
there's
course.
chaos, there's a moment to rebuild and reenact. I think it's gonna it made some good because the environment needed to cleanse. I mean, we started seeing play to earn that was just ridiculous. You know what the most ridiculous project I saw? It was a tic tac toe play to earn. It's like they're not even trying. I mean, they just want to do whatever they can to raise money with the stupidest game, and they were actually raising money. I mean, the ecosystem don't need that. We need like product solutions, not only the wallet but also the digital assets, stable coins, or whatever. So I think it's a great
Exactly.
opportunity.
Exactly. I think like in the past we saw like so many, let's say, feeders, not really not some projects that are solving real problems, and we need good project because we need like to improve the user experience. We need to improve the kind of the regulation. I mean, tomorrow I dream about like investing in let's say 10K or 50K or 100K in token and buying a part of an apartment. I mean, a real estate. So I think the tokenization of assets is a huge opportunity for people in general. So, and I think again, it's just the beginning, and that's the reason why I think Brickken it's a huge project, a huge platform that solve real problem. And again, it's just the beginning. So the adoption is takes some time. Like I remember when I started in crypto, I was talking with big banks, with big brands also. Then all of these guys told me, "Yeah, Massimo, it's cool crypto, but I mean, it's money laundering, it's terrorism stuff, and blah blah blah." And today, all of them are interested and can't ignore what's going on in the Web3 space. All of them, all the big banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, etc., etc. Even brands like think about like Tiffany yesterday, LVMH now is accelerating so fast. So all the big brands, all the people. I'm talking about like not like small brands or small banks. No, all the big guys in this planet Earth are in the Web3 right now. All of them, more or less. That's crazy, and it's just the beginning.
Completely agree. I mean, also for me, a couple of years ago, when I was working for another company, dealing with electronic signatures, and we would talk to banks, start talking about smart contracts, they were like, "No, but that's not possible. That's just like chaos." And I got the chance to talk with one of them 2 weeks ago. A retake conversation. He was like, "So in," and I was like, "Whoa!" Like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you were completely against it. Now you're like looking into solutions. I mean, he was like following his portfolio. He's like, I was like, wow, dude, this is insane. So the adoption is happening at institutionals,
Yeah,
and
right.
I mean, crypto end of that it's becoming institutional itself. I mean, we got huge structure like. Binance is an institution already. Coinbase is an institution. So I mean, it's bound to happen that both worlds
Yeah,
are going to merge. Very
yeah,
interesting.
that's true.
So I mean, if we're talking about the positive, let's talk a little bit about the negative, just to bring both sides of the table. What do you think is right now one of the biggest pains in crypto, and how do you foresee maybe or that the solution can happen, or where would you like the solution to come from?
You know, and I'm a very optimist guy and positive guy. So I don't feel like like negative stuff. I just feel like improvement points, as we're saying.
Okay.
When you're doing management, you're not saying like good point and bad points. It's just like I think, let's say, improvement points. So I really think that right now is time to protect all the people who are jumping in this space because okay, you and me were in the space and the Brickken community. Like I mean, most of these guys, we were like in this space since few years, so we know like the scams. We know like I mean, we have an idea, of course, like not at 100%, but I think the next big challenge is, of course, is regulation, which is like still right now in a gray zone, more or less, for many countries. So I think we need to again evangelize the market, evangelize the mass markets in order to have like a huge adoption from the mass. But we need to protect them. Okay, so with the QIC, with some QIC, with some like easy stuff. We don't need to complexify too much the onboarding, but we need to reassure. We need to share this message to all the people who would like to jump and to invest in token, to invest in crypto, to invest in stable coin, etc., etc. We need to reassure them because my mom, she don't really know how, and yeah, I mean, this kind of people, they don't know like how to invest, but they would like to invest, but they would like to be protected. So we need to reassure them. We need to make a lot of education again. So that this is like I think one of the biggest challenge the crypto, the Web3 space is facing right now. But it's a good news because we have like more. I mean, right now we have like more than 100 million crypto wallets. So again, it's still the beginning, but we need to improve the user experience. We need to again reassure people. So I think this is the most important things we need to do this next few months, years.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty regarding regulation that is going to block innovation. But I always like to say, from a legal perspective, that regulation was enacted to protect the little guy. I'm into securities, right? So, if you read the securities law, it's all about protecting the retail. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. So, regulation itself, it's more about protecting not the company. Okay, yeah, it enables them to make office and money and whatnot, but in the end it's also about responsibility and what you have to do if you mess up with the retail. And I like to speak about like the Luna event. I mean, Doc One, and the guy created Luna 2 next day instead of like being in a court of law because he crashed like billions of dollars, right? So it's like
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
we need a little bit of regulation. So yeah, I like the fact that you mentioned regulation because now you're very deep into crypto and all of that, but you also see this as an opportunity, right? That it's needed, and I think that's also been changing in the sector a bit. Like maybe we understand that regulation it's kind of like needed for the whole ecosystem to actually grow. So yeah, very
Right.
interesting feedback
Yeah.
there.
I think we need to find the right balance because I really trust, and that's why I think I'm in this space since few years now, and I will stay in this space during few years because I think the decentralized model, the decentralization of the society, the decentralization of our companies is a huge opportunity, and I really like that, to be honest. Why? Because I don't want to stay dependent of banks. I mean, we think that these people they are serious, etc., etc. But to be honest, like I mean, I invest some money in banks, and they told me, don't worry, Massimo, the risk is very low. It was like very low risk, and I invest like few money, and in few months I lose like something like 30%. You can imagine, and they told me it's a safe investment. So we're saying, yeah, crypto is there is a lot of fluctuation, etc., etc. But even banks, I mean, they're not honest. and you don't really own your money. Like let's think about this. So in Europe, for example, if you have like more than 100K, and the bank is like bankrupt for any reasons, so if you have like 1 million on the bank accounts, they will give you only 100K, which means that 900K will disappear. Okay, of course, it's the worst scenario, and it's like catastrophic. The society is like dying, but it could happen. It could happen one day, So with the decentralization economy, well, of course, we have Luna. We have Luna, like I mean, crazy bad project, of course. But I think in the future, I hope we will have more and more service projects, and we will be able to invest our own money and control our money. So tomorrow on Brickken, we potentially will invest money in token, and we can withdraw this money, and we will have like more, let's say, liquid investment, which is, I think, a good opportunity for everybody. It could be like in real estate, could be in art, could be in luxury or collectible stuff. I don't know. But to be honest, personally, I'm super interested by this kind of investment and opportunity.
Yeah, awesome. So, you have a very global vision since you've been literally skipping continents for the past years. How do you see the evolution, for example, or the contrast between continents? Where do you think it's being more evolved, more adopted? Where do you see more of a fear and certainty? Just give us a little bit of the aspects of what you've been experiencing in all the events you've been attending and talking with all these different people from different backgrounds, nationality. I think that's a great way to obtain universal vision.
Yeah. What is the question exactly, Ed?
Just
I don't get you.
sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. What? How do you see what is the contrast between continents? So, for example, what is when you were in Vietnam different from when you were in Dubai at the crypto?
Uh, the content, you mean, in general?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, of course. Thanks to this travel, I understand like what and where the market is going. So basically, let's say in Dubai, so these guys, they're investing a lot in content, in education, in marketing, in order to be very attractive for the world. And that's the reason why many entrepreneurs are moving in Dubai, because it's not just a taxes reason. I mean, taxes reason right now, you can go like in many different countries. You can set up your company in Cayman Island, in Malta, in Portugal, everywhere. For let's say mm, I mean, reducing your taxes, right? Making some optimization. So, but I think Dubai is interesting place because they're not just doing like, I mean, interesting taxis stuff. They're also trying to create a real hub, Web3 hub, a real ecosystem. You can have a license in metaverse stuff, in NFT marketplace. You can have a license in tokenization stuff, etc., etc. So it's really interesting because they're trying to create a real hub. For example, in Singapore, it's also, I mean, Singapore for me, it's like the Bank of Asia. It's like a really dynamic place, especially in crypto. It's super dynamic. For example, Vietnam is more like a place where people can hire developers because it's cheaper than in Singapore or in the US or in Europe. So Vietnam is like an interesting, let's say, hub for hiring very good developer for very accessible price. So all the countries are trying to I would say to differentiate themselves by building real asset, real infrastructure. So in a few weeks, I will go in an island. I can't say which one, but because it's quite confidential for the moment. But it's a very small island, close to Asia, and these guys, they would like to do like more or less the Cayman Island 3.0, which means that they would like to be very attractive and create an entire blockchain infrastructures, digital asset infrastructures in order to attract entrepreneur good projects to build stuff. I mean, building projects on this island, and this is really exciting because it's a very small island. But these guys, they're like super positive and super exciting by the Web3. So yeah, the world is like super dynamic. Think about Nigeria. So I have one guy in my team who's Nigerian guy, and these guys, they're super excited about crypto. Like they're investing, they're building stuff, they're creating content, and it's a whole industry growing so fast, and with smart people, young people, and I really like that, to be honest.
very nice. So, if you could take what would you be a piece of advice to all the listeners regarding crypto? if you have one.
Well, I don't know who they are exactly and what they're doing, but the advice, or like, let's say, from, let's say, my experience. So I started my company because I was, the first target was like to understand the markets. To be honest, I have like, I didn't have any very specific idea about products, but I decided to, to travel to explore the Web3 space. So that's the reason why I'm here today, because I spent a lot of time talking with people, with entrepreneur founders, Web3 founders, VCs, etc. And I learn a lot of things. I mean, every day in this space, and I think this is the only space where you learn, like, you can learn like so fast, how to invest, how to build products, how to create value for different people. And again, that's the reason why I'm here. So let's say the advice I can share is like, stay curious, stay open, talk with people who are like, this seems like a bit crazy, because probably there are the people that creating real stuff that can change the world. So yeah, this is the advice I can share.
Very good. Yeah, I completely agree. This space is like one day is 1 year. Like suddenly you were speaking to someone,
Exactly.
they have
That's
another.
true.
It's like so much innovation, but I also see that as a pain because it's very hard to catch up. And obviously,
That's
product wise,
true. Yeah.
like we're doing now tokenization, but maybe like in 2 years somebody comes up with another type of tokenization, and that pushes us to have to innovate to that level or the next level. So then
Yeah.
again, I mean, the only one who's gonna really enjoy that is the retail, the user, because they're always gonna have access to better and better quality. I mean, this is where we're going. So it's gonna be very interesting, the technology world for all sides, obviously. So, Massimo, I don't want to take that much time. I know you're busy and everything. On the contrary, thank you very much to joining us
My
on the
pleasure.
evening. So we always ask this question to our guests, and obviously, no, this is weird because you are part Italian, so it's not the correct. But I have to ask you, favorite pizza?
Favorite pizza. Well, it's easy because the pizza, it was like a dish for poor people. But in order to make it like more attractive, they decided to dedicate one pizza to the Reina Margherita. So my favorite pizza is the simple one, is Margherita, which is like the pizza of Reina Margherita. So voila.
I didn't know that was the story behind the pizza, so that just got interested in this question.
Yeah, hey, you were not expected this answer,
No,
right?
that's exactly what I was.
We
So,
need to bring
Massimo,
more meaning. We need to bring more meaning. It's not because we're in the crypto space and we need to just like talking about technology and stuff like this. I think, I come from luxury, so and marketing. So I think it's really important for all the project to bring like more, just like a tool, just like a, let's say, yeah, feeders, but a real meaning for people who will love your product, or will love your project, your service. So this is really important, I think. So yeah.
completely agree there. I think that it is an obligation for the builders not just to build tech, but also provide information, education, valuable things that the community or the user, the client can use on their daily life. And also, like,
Right.
a story, for example, a conversation. Now, everybody who hears this, they will know where the margarita pizza comes. So now, when it's margarita, I want to be like smart. Like, did you know that pizza was made for the poor people? Like that's valuable content. Even though small things can become bigger things. So I like that. I like
Yeah,
that,
it's a
man.
question about meaning. It's a question about like deep diving on the stuff you're doing every day. It's like, in art. So that's why I'm passionate about art, because in art, you can read a piece of art in different layer or level. So you can say, okay, it's a nice art pieces. Oh, okay, it's a nice art pieces designed by this artist. Oh, but why this artist did that? Ah, because there is like a tradition in this country. Oh, but he was influenced by this kind of culture, this kind of people, etc., etc. So you can deep dive. It's like the Maslow pyramid. You can deep dive and understanding all the different layers behind an art pieces. And in life, I think it's the same. You can do the same with people. So it's a question, but like deep diving in stuff. You can deep dive in tech. You can deep dive in art. You can deep dive in many different sector. But after, and this is a difference between one guy and one other guy. So one guy know heart, and one other guy know why people, why artists that are doing that, and they understand why potentially these art pieces would be like most important or most valuable than another one, because there is a real story behind the artist and etc etc. So this is really important to read the stuff on the different levels, you know what I mean.
Yeah, very cool insight, Mike. So,
Yeah.
guys, everybody, community, make sure you follow and listen to Massimo Moretti. He's gonna be one of the big players in the crypto space, advisory at Signum. So I'll pass them your contacts, Twitter, Instagram later about the community, so they can follow it and listen to more of your insights, Massimo. Very cool conversation. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, my guy. Ciao.
Bye, guys.
Ciao, ciao, man.